Hello and welcome to Shadow Patch Notes, the series where we take the latest patch and discuss all the hidden tweaks and changes that didn't quite make the spotlight. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stick around until the end of the video to see how you can win a MISC Fortune game package with LTI. Alright, let's jump right in. Some new screens were added to the back of the Corsair. The Volt weapon magazines are no longer shiny blue, but a standard black. The new Testudo Armor variants are in. There's also this nice Wikelo variant as well. There are new ATC voice lines for the cities in Stanton.
Please visit us again. Remember, if you're contemplating a career change, you should contact one of Hurston's resource managers for information about exciting career opportunities.
Of course, we have an all-new ATC voice for Levski as well. Some huge changes came to ship weapon ranges and has flipped combat on its head in 4.4. To summarize this in layman's terms, the biggest problem with Star Citizen combat has been that small fighters could indefinitely hit large targets from range while remaining impossible to hit back due to their small size. In 4.4, this finally has been addressed. The old weapon balance used to have weapons hitting targets up to 3,000 meters in range. Now, the effective range caps at 1,300 meters for size 5 weapons, and the ranges get shorter as the gun size gets smaller. Ballistics have an extra 300 meters tacked on to all sizes over their laser counterparts to compensate for their limited ammo. In short, small ships will have to get much closer to large ships if they want to do damage, putting themselves well within firing range of larger weapons. Full credit goes to Avenger1 for the info and graphics here, so be sure to check out his video for more details. The Nyx system is here, and despite its current small size, there's actually quite a bit that comes with it. The Nyx jump gate in Stanton has been placed where the old Magnus gate was. It's important to note that this is a temporary measure until Castra is added to the game. Wikelo has a few new surprises at his Emporium, including this dripped out boom tube, an all new rocket launcher in 4.4. An upgraded Guardian MX and Meteor can be acquired through Wikelo. Details are on screen now. Lastly, there is this cool new Clangard armor at the Emporium. As you can see, some of these items require new Vanduul items, such as metal and plating, which you can get at the new QV stations. Teach's Ship Shop in Levski sells some special versions of ships. They cost more Alpha UEC, but come with some modified loadouts. Some of these ships are also available for rental. The Teach's Special for the Aegis Reclaimer has the tractor beams removed and replaced with cinch scraper modules for both stations. The Nomad has all 3 shields upgraded to Bulwarks grade Class C Industrial. The Drake Golem has the power plant upgraded to an Endurance grade B Class Industrial, the Quantum Drive upgraded to the Atlas, and the shield generator upgraded to the Guardian Class B. The Drake Vulture has the tractor beam removed and replaced with 2 trawler modules. The MISC Fortune has the tractor beam removed and replaced with an Abrade scraper module. The MISC Starfarer has fuel pods replaced with GSX HP pods with a flow rate of 0.9 SCU and a capacity of 70 SCU. Basically, this Starfarer has an extra 60 SCU of storage in exchange for a slower flow rate. There is also a Teacher Special for the Argo Mole, which costs 9 mil and replaces the Arbor 2s with the Helix 2s. Recco Pataglia is there on the Galleria deck, and she's every bit as peg-leg as she used to be. Although life support isn't functional yet in 4.4, we now have physicalized life support fuses. You can't remove the life support, but you can damage them with a gun and then tractor them out. The radar components were added in-game for a number of ships like the Vulture. Taking damage here will cause your radar systems to fail. Some mushrooms can be found on the outside of the hangar at Levski, called Miner's Horn. This is said to be used in crafting structures. Could be our first base building material. The new multi-stage Vanduul mission from CitizenCon is in. First, you'll have to boost your rep with the new Intersect faction. Then, you will gain access to the Tech Smugglers mission, which will direct you to a QV station to begin. External freight elevators were added to all star systems, including Stanton. Each station is not created equally, however. Everest has 12 elevators, Virginie has 16, Tressler has 8, and what I've noticed is that the jump gate stations have the most, with the Nyx jump gate having at least 20 stations. You can find them over by the cargo box area on each station. The external elevators are open use, so anyone can run up and use them at any time, for better or worse. Interstellar hauling missions are in, so you can move cargo from system to system now. It's important to note that Hull C missions took a massive nerf this patch. I believe the highest paying missions only pay about 200k now. Not really worth it for the time and effort in my opinion. The new elevator at Levski moves freely between floors, so just hop on and wait for your stop like a bus ride. Floor 0 is hangars and external access. The new hangars in Levski are inspired by the old school asteroid hangars from the hangar modules. A bit before my time, but I do know of them. Floor 1 is Mercy Hospital and Teach's Ship Shop. I also wanted to point out the really sweet get well wishes from children in the hospital rooms of Levski. I overall really love the rebellious and homesteady vibe of Levski, and I could definitely see myself basing on Pyro 1 in the future. Floor 2 is the Grand Barter and Armor Shop. You can also find the Borehole Vent System, which is where Recco Pataglia is located. This plant shop sells potted plants, as well as some consumable fruits and veggies. There is also this new novelty shop that sells certain subscriber gear and decorations, plus some newer stuff like this Vanduul statue. Be sure to check the weapon shop, since the Ripper SMG is finally available for sale at Levski, which is kind of odd since it was always meant to be a weapon from Pyro. Also available here is the Space AK and the new LMG. The new triple down pistol is also available in this shop. It gives me Apex Legends Mozambique vibes. It fires 3 shotgun shells at once, so I imagine this thing can one-tap at close range. Floor 3 is the refinery. It's a very unique and immersive location. Speaking of mining, there are some new minables introduced with Nyx. On the low end, we have Tauronite, which is worth 437 credits. Next up is Lindinium, worth 7k. And at the top end, we have Sevrilium, which is worth a good 19k per SCU. Point defense turrets received a huge alpha damage nerf. I'm sure some of the IAE releases have something to do with this. There will now be more for missile defense, since missiles also had an HP reduction. The FAC Lightning received thruster buffs, since CIG felt it was time to milk it again on the pledge store. The Paladin cross-section was tweaked a bit. A few ships received HP buffs, including the Terrapins, Freelancers, Cutlass Steel, and 400i. Although I don't much see the point in this considering engineering is just around the corner, which changes how ships are taken down entirely. There's a new Warlord throne in this patch. I truly don't understand SIG's obsession with bones lately, but at least it's just a chair this time. Missing persons missions are back. You can find them under the Investigations tab. Also, if you are a fan of box delivery courier missions, those are back as well in the form of seasonal Luminalia missions in Stanton. There are full body models of Vanduul in-game, and some in cryopods. You can find them in the new QV logistics stations in Nyx. I guess now we know where Dr. Yorit was getting his supply from. Yes, this means Vanduul and human trafficking is now in Star Citizen. These missions can be found in the unverified cargo section of the Moby, and are given by the Dead Saints, a new smuggling and trafficking faction found in Nyx. From the new splash screen, we can see a recent terraforming on Nyx 1 retcons the lore of the Nyx system. Basically, this is a way for them to make sense of having a very hospitable planet in this barren star system. The Kruger Wolf received a bunch of love this patch. Its components are now fully physicalized across the hull. There is also a new button in the cockpit to retract the controversial fin. I actually like the look of this thing, but I'm glad the option is there for low flying now. It seems the fin is now tucked away by default. Lastly, the claim time on the Wolf was increased to 7 minutes, and close to 2 minutes expedited. The Shiv also has physical components, but you'll have to take damage in order to access them. Gray's Market has a showroom in Grimhex now. He even went out of his way to put some fancy decorations in. You can access it in the hangar elevators. This makes a lot of sense for showing off the Shiv at IAE, since it would make no sense being on the main expo floor. Currently, if you get a crime stat in Nyx, it's considered a UEE crime stat. If you are killed in Nyx, you are then sent to Klesher for your sentence. I'm sure this is a temporary measure, but I'd love to see the People's Alliance get their own legal system and prison in the future. The new ships in-game shops include the Asgard for 17 mil, the MTC ground vehicle, and the Prowler utility, which can be found at Area 18. The Guardian MX and RSI Meteor can be found in Loreville, along with the Starlancer TAC for 13 mil. Star Citizen will be having its very first round of Twitch drops, running from November 20th to December 2nd. You can get this awesome Twitch drop armor by tuning into any participating streamer playing the game, like yours truly. Link to my channel will be down below as always. Just leave the tab open and muted for a few hours and get your rewards. A new player injury pass has come to the game. Injuries will be less sporadic now and more based on thresholds. A new potential planet was spotted in the Nyx system. I imagine it won't be long before players get to it, kind of like the jump gates when they were first put into Stanton. If I remember correctly, the planets in Stanton, like Crusader, were just JPEG images that we could quantum travel to, so maybe we'll jump to some JPEGs in Nyx soon. And that'll do it for this episode of Shadow Patch Notes. So, were any of these changes news to you? What do you think of the Nyx system? And are you ready to fight some Vanduul? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you're interested in the game package giveaway, just be a subscriber here on YouTube and head on over to my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/the5star, where you can find the link to enter. Come on by and say hi. I had the flu this week, so this video was a bit hard to make and I apologize if I sound a bit congested. But thanks for coming out and enjoying the video. Alright everybody, I'll catch you on the flip flop. Peace out.